Just finished all my work for today, so the only logical next step for me is... Let me go ahead and throw some on that grill. Okay, so we already have some chicken that's been seasoned. All right, it's been seasoned for a little while now, but seasoned it with the same stuff I'm gonna use for my ribs. Now, with these ribs, I got these from the Heb. Okay, I have two. Oh wait, hold on. Boom. All right, identical. Well, call them, yeah, almost 60-cent difference. But I'm gonna take these out of the packet. I'm gonna wash them off, and I'm gonna season them up with the same thing. And what I like to do is create myself an easy cleanup station so that my people don't get mad at me for making a mess. So I use aluminum foil, all right, and I spread it out to make an easy station where I'm gonna take the membrane off the rib, season it up, everything, okay, like that. And don't worry, you'll be able to see it in a second. I got it right here. I'm gonna show you in a second, but the camera just angled on me for right now while I do all the prepping and stuff. My workstation. Just give me a minute. I'm still working this angle and the food angle at the same time. So hold what you got. I'm gonna get y'all to the ribs in a second. What I'll likely do is crop in videos that I do for each stage of it, and you can see exactly what I'm doing over here. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pat these dry with some paper towels. After I wash them, wash your ribs, please. Okay, so now that I pat these things dry, I'm gonna get in trouble for this probably because I'm using olive oil as the binder. Okay, you can use whatever you want to use. All right, you can use mustard, olive oil. This is how I was taught. Okay, this is how I was taught from my uncle. We use olive oil for this, and I use mustard to bind for the chicken. All right, so you do what you want to do though. And I'm gonna use my phone to show y'all what I'm doing over here. Because look, we work with what we got. Okay, I heard somebody say it's not always what you have, it's what you do with what you have. It's how you make do with that allows for that to be multiplied. All right, so that's what we're doing right here. Y'all can see I put the olive oil on there. I'm gonna start seasoning. And I can't tell y'all all the seasonings that I'm using, but I'm gonna show you just a couple of them, all right? I'll show you a couple of them. So the first one, we gotta have, all right, onion powder. So I'm gonna do a little sprinkle on top of that. And you know, you can be all right with this. Don't do too much, but it ain't got no salt in it. So you can put that over top like that. Boom. Next thing we doing, garlic powder. And again, I'm not doing too much crazy stuff. I ain't doing too much craziness. Just put it over top like that. Cause you still want to be able to taste what you cooking, you know. Yes, sir. Okay. After that, this is where I can't tell y'all what's in it, but I can tell you that something's in it. Okay. Tatum Secret Seasoning. This right here. I can't tell you what's in it, but just know something in it. This is a Tatum family recipe passed down to me. Did somebody text me? Oh Lord. What is this? Oh, it's email. That's why you don't put your emails on your phone. Anyway, focus. Tatum Secret Seasoning. All right, we're gonna do a decent amount of this over top, right? Because you want this does have salt in it though, but you want it to be covering the whole thing. It's heavy on pepper as well, but you want to cover the whole thing and get a nice bark is what I call it, but I know bark is usually for brisket, not necessarily ribs, but call it what you want to call it, okay? Be blessed in what you do. So here we go. A nice over top like that. Hold on, let me shake it up a little. Here we go, there we go, okay. Boom, boom. Mm-hmm. And an even coat with it. Even coat with it. And I'm not selling this stuff, okay? I can't sell this. Okay, and I'm gonna end it off now with some black pepper because black pepper, even though the seasoning before, my Tatum Secret blend, had black pepper in it, this you want to put over top on the top layer because that's what the smoke actually sticks to. So that's what I put on it. Yes, sir. And then after this, I'm gonna rub it in. Well, more so pat it in, because I kind of like to, or press it in is the word. So this is what it looks like, nice and beautifully seasoned. But I'm gonna do a press in. All right. I'm not really gonna rub it. Just gonna kind of press it in. I feel like that's a little bit more effective. And then any parts that I feel are not evenly coated, I try my best to coat them. All right. So yeah. I like to press it in, create that layer that sticks, and that is what I think the best option, the best way. I also have a glove on, by the way. Can you see it? Yeah, I have a glove. So I'm not just touching this stuff, you know. You keep it sanitary around here. Sometimes I think it needs to be pressed and shaken together. And effectively you are rubbing it in. I mean, you know, but I feel like when pressing, I have less on my hand, and most of it is actually on the ribs itself. So I find that to be the most effective. As you can see, wait, did I put the flash on? Hold on. As you can see here, right, coated, a nice little red coat on it from the seasoning. You can see the pepper in there. Yeah, I know, it look nice. Okay, so I'm also gonna flip these over now, because what you do to one side, you gotta do to the what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. What you do to one side, what I do, what you do, what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. I'm also washing clothes right now, because your boy is long overdue for laundry. That's the noise you hear in the background. Also, if y'all are curious as to how I remove the membrane, I do a little clip right here. I put the butter knife underneath the thing and pulled it forward, like, and just ripped it up. I need both my hands to do it, so I'm, you know, but I'm just showing y'all how and you just pull it that way. Yeah, so just pull it off like that. You'll be good to go. What you do have to invest in a microphone. So that I can talk to y'all and y'all can hear me. Well, I mean, I think you can hear me, hopefully. I'll find out when doing the video edits if y'all can hear me. That would suck though. Imagine doing a whole video and nobody can hear what you're saying. That would suck. It would. Alright. So like I said, what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. What you do to one side, one side, one side. Alright. Low-key, I'm tempted to open a brand new thing of seasoning. We can make this thing brand new if you really wanted to. Sorry. I'm tempted to open a brand new thing of seasoning because I have just a little bit of pepper left. I want to add it to the new, the new one, and then just do like that, or just finish this out first, and then who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna do? But we can make this thing brand new if you really wanted to. Ooh, we can make this thing brand new. All right, so the same season's on the back that it is on the front. So onion powder, garlic powder, secret blend, and then pepper at the end. I cut out the part where I started sneezing, but there's a lot of pepper in this seasoning, so it makes sense. It makes sense. Happens every time. But I don't over season though. Like, this not gonna be salty, nothing like that. The only thing with salt in it is actually this, and I use this pretty sparingly, to be honest. Let's shake it up again. All right, oh, that's not necessary. I don't have to do all that. I ain't gotta do all that. Okay, here we go. Boom. Even coat over top of it. Pudding proof. You see what I'm saying? Nothing happened over there. I'm so glad this camera's angled the way it is now. It's just a perfect amount of pepper, actually. We're chilling. We're good. All right. Cool. Let me pat it down. I wrapped my hair up in this do-rag from earlier. because I was told to. I was encouraged to actually wrap my hair up because of the smoke and the stuff, you know. So just wrap it up. And hold on. This one had like a little flap on it, so I need to season under there too. But yeah, I'm gonna grab me a hat real quick before I go outside. There we go. At some point, look, I'm telling you, at some point I'm gonna get one of them cameras that they have, them professional cameras that you can see everything that's going on. But for the meantime, you know, y'all bear with me. Y'all work with you work with your boy, okay? Everybody gotta start somewhere. You gotta start. I mean, considering that this is like what I do pretty often anyway. I just don't. I never thought to record in this capacity like this prior to now. So the only part of the video that you actually see me is this part right here, the beginning, the prep work. You're gonna go outside and actually set that grill up, throw these on there, and get to work. Okay, so throw you some coal up in your firebox. Now you don't have to use coal. You ain't got to use lighter fluid. You don't have to do any of that. You can do whatever it is that suits your fancy and that makes your heart smile. But for me, I'm gonna do this because how I was taught. I'm gonna make a mountain out of this, put some lighter fluid on it, burn it, and then let them get white before I add the wood in. Now again, y'all can use what y'all want to use. Praise God for free will, all right? But this is what I use, Texas poke. So this is the wood that I use, and I like it. I like it so far. Completely dry, does really good. Get the fire to a good temp. So I'm gonna start adding some pieces of this into here. Ouch. Yep. Kind of hot when you get close to it, so don't get too close now. And let that do what it does. So once the fire gets right, I close the firebox. Sorry, I'm eating something. And I wait for this internal temp to rise. Okay, then I close the hood and wait for it to rise and get a nice smoke going. Then once it gets to about 250, 275 on here, add the meat on, and then we start smoking it. Guess what time? Guess what time? Guess what time it is? Time it is. Time it is. It's grilling time. Okay, let me go ahead and throw some on this grill. So I usually like to start it off like this. Putting one on the top rack, one on the bottom rack, and putting it flat side down. Again, do what makes your heart happy. Do what makes your heart happy. But that's what I like to do. All right, that's what I like to do. And then we close it and let it start smoking. I'm gonna add the chicken on a little bit later once the ribs kind of start to cook and get tender. And then I'm gonna spray it with some apple juice. I'm gonna show y'all that part also. And then periodically you have to add some wood to it. More wood, tend to the fire, make sure it keeps burning to make sure that your internal temperature stays correct. So while that's grilling away, I want to show y'all this thing back here. Come on. So let me holler at y'all for a second. In the meantime, while that is going and smoking its way away, this is a target that I built. This right here. Yes, sir. Built that, me and my uncle, from scratch. And I spray painted it myself. Camouflage. Obviously, you can't spray paint camouflage, so we had to get 3 different colors: deep forest green, that tan, that black, and made the camouflage design myself. Look at that. Yep. This can handle a crossbow of 450 feet per second. I have a crossbow that shoots this fast, but my compound bow is what I usually use right here. And this is 3/4 inch plywood, so nothing's getting through there. But yeah, I also do this in my spare time. Shoot my compound bow. My uncle gave me that as well. So yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is my compound bow that I was telling you about. And then this is my crossbow. Yep. These some big ribs. But what I like to do, of course, is check the temperature to make sure the internal temp is where it needs to be. They can go a little bit longer. All right, then after the temp gets where it needs to be, I'm gonna wrap them up in foil and let them smoke for a little bit. Still dripping with juice. Look at that. It's windy out here. Hold on. Hold on, everybody, hold on. Almost looks like a piece of fish. Almost looks like a piece of fish, but look at that. Juice is still dripping off it. That's nice, boy. That's nice. Let's see if the bone come out. Probably won't, but just gotta try it anyway. I'm trying to see if I can say tenderness. Oh,
absolutely.
tenderness.
Throw them glass.
Tenderness.
Throw them glass.